All right, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of Lunch Break here. It's a very special edition where we as dads get to thump our chests and talk about how awesome we are with our physical feats, our sports feats. Maybe it's an eating feat. It doesn't really matter to me what you're going to talk about today when you're telling us your proudest moment where your kid looked at you and thought for the first time maybe, that is pretty awesome. So we're excited about that. Our show is brought to you by the Life of Dad podcast, as we always say. So please hit up at the Life of Dad on Twitter to go and check us out there. Go to Life of Dad show on the homepage, lifeofdad.com. Art is here. I know you have many, many of these moments, but
yeah, sit down, everyone. Sit a spell. I got a long list. No, not really, but this was something that you came up with yesterday. Thanks for everybody checking us out. Tell us where you're watching from. Happy holidays, whatever's holiday you're celebrating. I can't believe today's goodbye is going by so fast. It's crazy. I feel like towards the end of the year, days just get quicker and quicker. But
yeah.
Tell the folks, because you know me, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I love that Spider-Man / X-Men Wolverine origin story type of thing. How did this arrive, man?
First of all, Spider-Verse. Did you see it yet? Spider-Man?
No, we wanted to, but oh man, so much stuff, so much Life of Dad stuff. Like I had my daughter's last basketball game. We won 28-9. It was great. These girls gelled. I hope next year we get the team, the band back together. And then we had some other like holiday stuff. But like my daughter and I are looking at each other and we're like, not only did I miss out on that, I missed out on the Nike Spider-Man Air Jordan 1 joints. They came out Saturday, sold out instantly. I was so, not that I need more sneakers, but I mean, think about it. Air Jordan and Spider-Man. Like
you never don't need more sneakers. Let's clarify.
Independent George versus relationship George is like comic art and sneaker art. You mash them together, probably the worlds couldn't exist.
I took my son Saturday afternoon, and absolutely everything everybody said about it coming out, before it came out, and after who has seen it. It is so good and so fun, and soundtrack, visually, like I can't imagine if you even remotely have a scintilla of enjoyment of watching comic books, or even especially reading. This is the most, if you like reading comic books, you will like this movie I have ever seen in my life. Fantastic. Like, applause all around to everybody who was involved in it, everybody who had an idea where they were like, hey, so this is something they do in the comics, but like maybe we can make it work in the movie form. Let's try this. It all worked, and it was all great.
Nice. Very
so
cool.
That's that. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So our topic today is your ultimate move that you did, whether it was a sporting move or something that you did in the house, something that you fixed, something you built. What is the coolest thing that you did? Of course, as well as you kind of gravitate towards the sports world. Our kids are old enough where they're probably going to miss like my athletic prime, possibly your athletic prime. So I still have to take advantage of the things that come up that I can do. So the reason we're doing this topic today is because yesterday, or was it Thursday or Friday, the meme came out, or the short video came out of Steph Curry doing his normal awesome basketball drills on the side of the pregame, and he did the thing where he threw it up, header, fadeaway three running to the tunnel before the game, right? And it went millions and millions of viewers. And my son is just getting into like enjoying shooting hoops. He's not, he's 5.5, so he's like out there. He'll throw it around on our LeBron hoop. Anyway, I was showing him some basketball highlights because I like to, get him in that. And I was like, look what Steph Curry did. And he was like, wow, that's amazing. And I was like, yeah, it's not like impossible. I don't know why I said that. For some reason, his look was like, only a superhero could do that. And I was like, it's not. I mean, it's cool, but it's doable. And he's like, you couldn't do it. And for some reason, something inside of me was like, hell yes, I could do that. So I grabbed the ball, gave the phone to my daughter, and I was like, I'm going to do this right now. And first take, I admit, I headed it backwards, so we didn't see that. Second take, header, grab the ball, fadeaway swish. I think maybe we'll share it on Life of Dad Twitter if you're missing it. So hit at the Life of Dad show. We'll share the video on Twitter. But it was a crowning moment. My son looked at me and was like, whoa. I said, yeah, your dad is not that old and not that uncool. I can do stuff. So I texted you like an hour later, and I was like, I just did something that my kid is still talking about. It even said, like, I want to show he listed like 3 friends in the neighborhood that video. And I was like, yeah, I do too. We all want to show a video like that. So I wanted to put it out there. Let's go. Let's toot our horns, Dad. Show me what you got out there.
The coolest dad moment. Yeah, no, that was great. I love the video. If you follow, I think Life of Dad Show, I think we retweeted your tweet, but also too at Lunch Break LOD, as you can kind of see right over here down below. Check that out as well. Follow us on that social media platform as well on Twitter. But John just saying, Life of Dad rocks. Thank you, man. And someone's checking out from us from Cabot, Oregon, Arkansas. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Wiley Jones had a good one right here. I helped him build an engine. He did it, and I helped. That's cool.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a YouTube link. And then Christian Lee says they love attending TV appearances with me, and they think that's cool. So you got like that dad's like that awesome like dad status. Like if his kids' friends are like, say, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, we're going to see like a TV pilot or this or that. And they're like, wait, what? So that's pretty cool. But going back to yours, man, I love the video. I love the form. I love like you were just like not even looking. You just go right into the garage. It's perfect. But you got to love those moments because you said, as you get older, you're going to get out of your prime and all that stuff. One thing that for me goes like hand in hand with kind of like physical fitness or whatever. When we moved from the house that we're renting to the house we bought, I pretty much moved the whole thing. And like my daughters would sometimes be there after school if I wanted to get more things in. And they saw me like lift things up like the stairs, like dressers and all stuff myself.
Right.
Yeah, at one point, like my daughters kind of like stopped doing their homework and looked at me and they're like, you did that all by yourself? I was like, yeah. And like, you're pretty strong, huh? And I was like, you know it. I'm like, that's why I go to the gym.
Yeah, I've done a few of those, like where the kids in their mind think something's impossible. Like I have a gym in my garage, and my kids will come out a lot now, especially not in the mornings during the week. During the weekends when I lift a little bit later or do something later, they'll come out. And I remember one of the times I was like doing pull-ups, and I made a joke like I could do a pull-up with you on my back. It's not that crazy. And my daughter was like, "No way," because she can barely, she can kind of do one. And I was like, "All right, let's do it." And she it was actually easier to her to hang on my front just because of the way the pull-up is.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how many I did, but it was more than one. And she was just like in awe. She was telling everybody like, my dad can pull up with me on him. And I was like, yes, I can. I'm not helpless. It's something you should be excited about that you guys can do.
Oh, that's awesome. Our good friend Rob, he says, my teen is hard to impress. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about, Rob. It's like once your kids get a little bit older, they start getting embarrassed by the parents. They start like, I don't know about that. But you're a pretty cool dad, Rob. So I'm thinking she might not show you think that, show you all the time that she thinks you're cool, but you're cool, man. Yeah. Here's one. We got some long answers and we love these. So this is great. Stephen Jones says on her 8th birthday, we took my daughter and son to see Epcot. And I dove into the scuba experience in the Nemo and Friends Aquarium. I got special permission from the park to bring a sign with me, double laminated so it's waterproof. That's forward thinking, love it. And got visitors inside the viewing room to sing Happy Birthday, her best cool dad moment. All right, that right there, that's pretty cool, man. Nice job, Steven.
Whoa, wait a minute. Tom Vore says I wrestled Spider-Man in a pro wrestling match. Well, now you're putting the bar. How does that? Tom, tell us how that came about. I think I'd like to hear a little more about that. I had one that was. This was with I wasn't dad. It was with my nephew, and let's read this one. This is pretty long. So Sean says 2 things. First, when my son ran his first Spartan race for kids, and I ran along with him and urged him to do the obstacles when he was a little unsure. Look on his face when he got over a wall. That's pretty awesome. Also, I had a small part in Creed 2 when he saw me in some of the clip. Whoa! All right, another follow-up there. I'm assuming you weren't, big nasty. You weren't. I'm guessing you weren't Drago's son. But tell us who you were in that. I saw that movie. I love that movie. So Sean, let us know who you were in there, and we'd love to share that as well. Here's the thing that I think is something where I was with my nephew. And we were going through his neighborhood. He didn't really play too much basketball at the time. And we were dribbling to the court down the street, and there was kids playing the driveway that were like maybe 4 years older than him. And, they were teenagers. He was probably like 9 or 10. So they thought they were awesome. And one of them got some ball, and it came like rolling towards us. And I picked it up. Of course, I didn't pass it back. I just knocked back like a 30-foot that just swish, dude, like past the mailbox. And they were like, whoa, can you do that again? I was like, nope, these things happen once. I was like, you guys want to learn how to play? I was playing with my nephew Noah here. And he was like, how did you do that? And they were like, oh my God, that was awesome. And they thought I was cool. This is only like probably 8 years ago, so I was maybe somewhat cooler. And my nephew for like weeks was like telling anybody who would ask, like, yeah, these kids were playing with teenagers and they lost the ball. And Uncle John just like picked it up and just swished it from like the street. And I was like, yeah, these are the little things. He remembers it to this day.
Yep. No one messes with your jump shot. They're not going to like say, like, no, we're not messing with that Finkel guy.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Sean got back to us. Thank you very much. I was one of Big Nasty's cornermen.
Nice. Okay. Well, I will have to. I will certainly be. I actually thought of going to see that movie again once it kind of dies down a little. And I catch up on all the other movies I want to see, but I will definitely be seeing that out there, Sean. So I'm proud of you. Proud of someone watching this who was a part of one of my favorite movies of this year for sure. But also, any Rocky series movie is up for me. And Sean, I interviewed, Mr. Callier, the trainer. For Michael B. Jordan for a story a while back. So a lot of connections and intersections here.
Nice. Everyone's getting back to us. I love this. Tom says I was a pro wrestler, and it was one of the promoter of the promotion I wrestled for. He made the match because it was part of our Halloween event. Nice. Yes. John goes, I took my little girl to see her first movie, My Little Pony movie. She was 3 and she loved it. Was super into it. And I got her into the My Little Pony. Thanks for being a brony dad. That's pretty cool. Sweet. I pulled a quarter from behind my kid's ear. She's also 2.5. So
it doesn't matter if 2.5-year-old gives you that look when or this one where you pull your thumb out and blow their mind. Like, hey man, it's all relative. That's the version of a fadeaway 3 when they're 7.
Nelson Cook had the hashtag dad moments. I like that with the Z, but he says it's not so much what I did, but as a collective. Many times she's playing outside with the neighborhood kids and anything. Break, she pumps to let me know that her dad is there to fix anything, and there are times where she puts me on the spot in front of like 5 girls and I can fix anything, but I love the face she has in me, so that's awesome.
That's great until like somehow they come across like a bird that fell from a tree and they're like, can you fix its wing? You're like, now we're getting a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but I'll figure it out.
All right, I need 3 toothpicks, I need a
and some super glue.
Yeah, battery charger and some suet. Go. Yeah. We got some other ones. Brian says we adopted 2 kids 5 years ago. Suddenly having 2 kids and a very small table. We ordered one from IKEA and I was putting it together. And my son, who was at 4, came out of his room and asked if he could help. Whenever someone came over, he'd tell me that he helped build this table with his dad. That's cool. Nice.
That reminds us of our interview with Adam Carolla we did for the podcast, where he said if you're gonna build things, don't just pick some bird feeder that's going to sit in the yard that no one's going to know. Like, build something with your kid that they use every day, and that eventually they'll say, like, I built that with my dad. So way to go. I like that a lot.
Nice. What's our boy AJ saying right there?
AJ says I do the same magic trick I did, where you remove your thumb. I don't do it that great because my thumb's a little jacked up. But, taking the nose is good, quarter behind the ear, moving the thumb. I do one that you guys can all steal that kind of blows kids' minds if you're ever, like, out to eat. After like a t-ball game or whatever, your soccer game or something. It's really easy to do. So if you take like a salt shaker or something and you just cover it with a big napkin and you put it like right on the edge of your lap and you cover it up and you bang on it, let them all bang on it, tell them you can make it disappear, right? And you distract them really, really quick with something. You just like say, all right, everybody like clap high in the air. And while they're doing that, you just slide the salt shaker in your lap, but leave the shape of the salt shaker under the napkin. And then they kind of look back and go, all right, ready, let's go. Somebody who wants to hit it. And they smash it and it's gone. And if you do it right, you get like 12 kids who are just like, whoa, what just happened?
Oh, that's awesome, man. Love it. Sean says, I have 2 boys, 1 girl. They're 4, 2, and 1. My coolest dad moment when I taught all 3 how to fist bump. Nice.
Sean, have you taken the next level and taught them how to blow it up? Have we blown it up or done any? Because I feel like that's the next step of coolness for you.
That's the Big Hero 6. Ba la 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 la.
Yeah. Tie my shoes
without breaking a sweat. They were amazed. Nice. Jamie says, turning my eyelids inside out. Oh.
Yeah, that's memorable and that's something. I think one of the ones where if you divide it up into like things that you just like your own little personal oddities that you can do. Like I've done things I'm sure you have where like you'll order like a giant thing on a menu, and your kids are like, "You'll never finish that." And you're just like, "I will." And like weeks will pass, and they'll still be like, "My dad ate this meatloaf that was like this big, and no one ever eats it." Like those little things, they matter to the kids, and they remember them way longer than anything else that you probably do.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, and those are the moments where like those small moments that may seem, like I said, small, but it's big to them, or they'll think about it. Or like you were talking about the basketball with not only your son, but also too with your nephews. They're like, "Oh, Uncle John did that." Like those are things that are going to stick with them, and you just kind of like cherish those moments because you're like, all right, I look pretty, I look like a hero in their eyes, and it might not happen like Rob said, like, oh, it's pretty hard to impress my teenage daughter, but you're still gonna have those moments that they can look back on, So I love it.
Yeah, especially when they're I mean, my kids are still good ways 5-ish years away from being a teenager, my oldest, so I have some time, and I'm sure that happens. But at the same time, like if you bank all these moments, eventually when they start thinking that you're too cool and they don't want to hang out with you, then like they'll be able to look up all this stuff, and if something comes up, you can update your highlight reel, so to speak.
Yeah.
I wonder too if like when kids start to acknowledge, because especially if we'll talk sports for a minute, but like they're watching highlight reels, they're watching dunk contests, they're seeing all this stuff. They look up to these kids, they look up to these athletes as I did, as you did. And when you can bring it down to their level and show them like, hey, if you not even has to be something spectacular like a 360 dunk or whatever, but like if you practice and get a base level of skill in all these sports, like you can do your own version of these. Like you can get better, you can improve. And like when my son was asking me after I did the basketball shot, again, it's a stupid little thing, but he's like, how did you head the ball? I was like, well, I used to be pretty decent at soccer, so that part was easy. And he's like, well, he didn't call it nothing but net. He always messes it up. He's like, you did the net, or you did all net or whatever. And I was like, yeah. You know how many basketball shots I've shot to be able to like, not that was anything. I'm not amazing shooter, but like to feel like comfortably like it's going to take maybe 2 or 3 tries and I'm going to hit it like a bazillion basketball shots over the course of my life. Like I can't even add it up. So like when he's like learning how to get form and all that, it's easy to show him like, yeah, he doesn't know Steph Curry or any of these, he watches the Celtics with me all the time, or Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum or any of these guys. But he's like, how did you do that? I was like, how? When I was your age, I spent hours out here learning how to do it. So there's lessons to be learned, I think.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Totally agree. John's asking, can we tag people? Yeah, I think you just did. I checked our Facebook page while you asked that, and yes, you tagged your friend Andrew over there. So yeah, you can tag people so they can make sure they check out the show. And like John has said many times, he comes back in. He goes through the comments and interacts, and then we always have this on our Facebook page. But then also I put it on our Life of Dad our Life of Dad page at lifeofdad.com, so you can always check that out. I race motocross, and that's just a cool full stop. Yep, yeah, it is right there.
Yeah, you know what? It is. I was just the other day riding around in the car doing errands, and some dude blew by us on a motorcycle, and it's like one of those moments where you realize, like, I'm not that dad. I've never ridden a motorcycle. It's not my thing. The other things I think I have that are cool, maybe full stop, but I don't do that. And it's awesome. It's widely, like, there's no debate. You're 100% right. I'm glad that you got into it early and your kids love it. But like the way your kid looks at a motorcycle, like my son anyway, we can't even imagine what it would be like if I was actually on that motorcycle. So Pete, that is awesome. Feel free to share some photos with us on our Twitter feed or at Lunch Break LOD. We'd love to share those as well. That is very cool.
Look at this. Like, I think there's a Spider-Man theme to this. It started off talking about Spider-Man, then people were wrestling Spider-Man. And here's another thing. Like, I rappelled down the side of a hotel tower at Caesars Windsor in Windsor, Ontario, Canada to raise money for disabled children. First of all, thanks for doing that. 385 feet. He converted that to feet, like, especially for us.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you for that. No, but great job, man.
And pictures again. That's awesome. Send us these photos. Like we want to, I put up my video that I did, which you can watch. Again, very simple, silly video, but like send us the motocross shots. Send us coming down the mountain. I forgot our man's name here, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Spider-Man in the ring wrestling costume. Like hit us up at Lunch Break LOD, and we will share these pictures for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. It was Tom Vore. Peter says, I tried to grab a jar of olives out of the fridge, and it slipped out of my hand and accidentally juggled celery and cream cheese. My kid thought it was cool. Hey, those accidental moments, those sometimes are the best.
Juggling is like a lock for a certain age, probably like 6 and under. I do it all. I used to do it all the time when like laundry would come out. I'd ball some socks up. Now the kids don't care; they're over it. But maybe 5 and under. But like when they would all come out and like we'd all kind of be splitting everything up, and like I'd be helping my kids put their stuff away. At some point, I would just start, and it was like you'd watch them like how do you do it? I was like, oh, it's just easy. You just do this. It's no big deal.
Nice, love it. Lastly, for me, I'm gonna say like just kind of thought about our boy who was in Creed 2. So when we were watching like The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens with some family and friends, my daughters turned to their friends like, the guy who plays Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill. Like, yeah, I was like, my dad interviewed him.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll get that, especially kind of to plug, again, shamelessly plug our Life of Dad show podcast. But they'll sometimes like, that's like the cool dad moments. Like, oh, he talked to so-and-so and they were in that movie. And they're like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's like when it's a work accomplishment, like my kids are just old enough. Like the other day, my daughter, I can't remember who was over. Anyway, she was running around and they were talking about something. They were talking about football, and my daughter ran and got a book that I wrote. And she was like, my dad wrote this. He writes football books or something. And they were like, really? And I was like, wow, all right. So it's somewhere in her head what you do, what I do. It's very cool. And I think if somehow they can understand that what you do is something that other people value and other people might think is cool. Like your daughter, that's awesome. Like I'm sure there's other movies too. Like when Toy Story comes out, she's going to be like, my dad interviewed Tim Allen. Like that's pretty awesome. Like Buzz Lightyear. Like that stuff, I mean, it happens to be cool. Wait till they're old enough so they figure out that people send you video games for free just to play. That's when it's going to be the most amazing thing ever.
Oh, they do, and they love that.
What does your dad do? Oh, he's an accountant. How about your dad? He just gets arcade games sent to the house.
Oh, that's fantastic. Everybody, we appreciate you sharing their stories. I love the different things that, your kids think you're cool. And obviously, John, thanks for your story, for setting us up on a good topic. Check us out. The last one before we'll probably do something maybe the following, right? We'll do something maybe
on Monday. I think Wednesday is Christmas, maybe. Yeah.
No, Tuesday is Christmas.
So we can do one. Well, it's Christmas Eve. We'll see. Maybe we'll do one Monday just to.
We're definitely doing one this Wednesday.
This Wednesday for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely probably doing that one, and we'll probably maybe doing more holiday hacks, especially like office parties and things you have to kind of work around, right?
Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite topics, and so you guys are listening, you're ready. We'll do it on Wednesday. Not even surviving, because it's not real. I hate the surviving, but like positively getting through the neighborhood party, the office party, and the number one, which I know you probably deal with, going to your spouse's workplace thing where all the stuff your wife tells you about everybody, but you can't pretend like you know anything about anybody. And you see these people one time a year, and all you have to do is be charming and funny, but also you're like the weirdo husband who they kind of see pictures of and kind of know, but not really. So I'm a huge fan of all this stuff. Just the social aspects, the enjoyment, messing with the people. I'm a big fan of this.
I love it. Yeah. The weirdo guy that's sometimes in pictures. That's great.
You know what it is. Like you're there and they see on Facebook, they'll save it for the show, but like, and it happens.
I got some good stories because we went to a really good neighborhood party this past weekend, but there's some funny stories, and especially like, how guys and women kind of like see things differently at a party, and it's great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have fun with that. Make sure we're gonna be, we started today around 1:15. We're gonna start back at our normal time at 1:00.
Yeah.
Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific. But make sure you check us out. And as always, thanks for checking out Life of Dad Show. You can wrap it up, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys all for coming. And listen, I do go in the comments, but also hit us up at Lunch Break LOD or even at Life of Dad Show, whichever one you want. Send us some of the pictures of these moments, or if you have videos. We definitely want to share them, or even just tag them, hashtag lunch break, whatever you want to do. But get them up here. We will share them, talk about them. We will definitely do a follow-up show to this. I think it's always fun to hear the moments where your kids kind of look at you in awe, whether it's, we had a big array here. We've had Spider-Man wrestling people climbing up buildings. We've had engines being built. We've had learning how to dap and blow it up. Is awesome. So share them all, and we will share them as well. Whoa, you blow my mind here. So thank you all for listening. Follow us at Lunch Break LOD. go subscribe to Life of Dad show. And hit up, by the way, Life of Dad's gear shop. I've been using my Life of Dad mug lately. And you get some cool stuff, Life of Dad shirt that Art has on. So we will see you Wednesday. Bring us your awkward office party, neighborhood party moments, please.
All right. See you guys.